Just don't mention. Hi, we're the Tavazivas.
I'm Tawanda.
And I'm Kelly. We're a new couplet. We're literally less than 12 months old.
Yes.
When will we be celebrating our anniversary? Do you remember?
27th of October.
Wow. And we can't wait. How's it been?
It's been good. It's been good. It's been wonderful.
It's June and we're literally wearing red. That Valentine's fever.
Right. Yeah.
So excited to be sharing with you today. Thank you, Zee N Kev, for having us here, and we're excited. We're nervous about your questions, but we'll take up the challenge.
Yeah, certainly we'll take up the challenge. Yeah. One of the things that made me, propose my beautiful wife here, it was a decision that I've been thinking about in terms of the way the relationship was going. She's a fun person to be with. I just wanted to spend more time with her every minute, as we are doing in the marriage. She was a person, going to this serious side of it, she was a person who was focused, person who was, doing things the right way, in terms of education, in terms of career, in terms of goals, in terms of what she wants to be in life. She was focused. So you need such a person in life whereby if you have a vision, she supports you and she's with you, and she'll pray. She's a prayerful person. She's God-fearing. She's focused, and she's a fun person to be with. She likes traveling. I do love traveling as well. So one of the things that we said, we need to travel a lot. The two of us enjoy life, enjoy every moment. So I could see myself, enjoying those moments with her. So yeah, so that's why I chose it, and I believe it was God's purpose for us to be together, and she's also beautiful. Yeah.
Okay. For me, the first thing that got me attracted to you, Tawanda, was your composure towards life, your outlook towards life. You were also in a place where you were settled. It's not like you were trying to figure so many things out before you could bring someone into your life. I also saw a place in your vision, the things you spoke about, dreaming about, and I, in a sense, my yes was as a result to saying, yes, I want to be your helpmate. I want to also, be there, and to do life with you. At the same time, I could see it was a two-way thing. I could see you supporting, just like the friendship. I knew that this was just not going to be something that would stop and start, but it was going to be a continuation of the foundation we had already set. And one thing that I saw that was consistent in our walk was our prayer life.
Yes, our prayer life.
When we met, even as friends, I believe it's not a coincidence that we met in a place of prayer, because we started reading books together on WhatsApp when you graduated from Impulsive Phone.
And one of the things as well we decided is to, as she was saying, to read books, not books, general books, but books about love, books about marriage, books about what we want in life, and as well, our birthdays. She's born on the 11th of August, I'm born on the 12th. So we celebrate our birthdays together. And it's just those were indicators. We spend more time in the Word of God together, praying, even fasting together. we did most of the things together. So we understood there was no like obvious. You can have differences. That's the reality in life, and that's like the reality in marriage. But most of the things ticked. Our priorities were God fearing. It was one of the indicators, and as well other things that we intertwined in terms of how we go about things. So those are one of the things that we considered. That's why we are here, and we thank God for that.
So the first time I met Tawanda, my brother had invited me for a prayer cell group meeting. Yeah, I never thought much of it, but I just noticed this guy. And it sort of lingered there. Fast forward 3 years on, it ended up being something more than just talking. We became very good friends, very good texting buddies. I think we spent a lot of time texting, a lot of time. Yeah, you had a Gambuzi phone at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, your phone had gotten stolen, and you decided to literally give me your number, and you told me to text you, of which I thought, that was some guts for a guy to expect the lady to text. But anyway, this is love. These things don't have formulas, right?
Yeah, they don't.
But so were you surprised that I actually texted? Anyway, we talked and talked and talked, and I remember this one time traveling I'll never forget that bus journey to Swaziland. I could feel you were about to propose, and I thought, is he literally about to propose via texting? I was like, no ways. I would never accept a... Would I? Yeah, but I could feel it. I could feel it, and I quickly just... I sort of imagined this fairy tale proposal where he's looking into my eyes and he's telling me how lovely I am. But here I am, and he's texting, and he's about to tell me that he's about to make his intentions known. So that proposal, yeah, it was sort of brushed aside. You know how ladies we are, you want to flex our muscles and they withhold your answers,
But deep down you knew.
I knew. From the first day I knew, but I didn't show, so to speak, because I also was guarded. I wanted to also guard my heart. You don't want to create expectations to yourself, to others. I remember my friends were like, where was he all along? And even my sister, she's like, this child is busy doing a cocoon mission. But I felt I was in the midst of it, protecting myself. I wanted to know him more beyond creating a relationship. I felt safe as friends, and yeah, so I won't go into the proposal, which took me by surprise because I didn't identify how long I was going to define this friendship zone. Yeah, there was a lot of me being comfortable in that, and even though I knew that this was an amazing friend, even though I did have thoughts about, wow, I could see my life with this amazing friend, at the same time my heart was very guarded. I didn't want to create expectations out aloud that even though deep within there was a conviction that this is meant to be. So there was a lot of composure in as much as we were friends. Yeah, I'll stop there for now.
Yeah, we go to the part where the engagement. There's a surprise, and a lot of things happen prior to the engagement. I got to the petrol station, substation, and then I had an accident there. So when you're talking after the engagement, you're talking about it. She was like, no, you're nervous. I wasn't nervous. It's just that
you were nervous.
my brakes were not working well. So you were
nervous.
So my brakes were not working well. So we drove to Bushman Rock, and then with my ring, I talked to the team in Bushman Rock that I'm going to propose. So do the whole setting and everything, make it romantic. I'm romantic, right? So the whole setup was nice. The garden, the picnic, the setting was good because we're near the river, and then I knelt down. First and foremost, we went for some activities, for horse riding and other activities, and then it came the time that the moment, I made that decision, and then I knelt down, and then I said, can you take, can we embark on this new journey, this exciting journey? She was surprised that I proposed, but she was so happy. She was just surprised and very happy about
I have a confession. In as much as I was very happy and I was very excited, in that moment I began to think about all the people who I hadn't told, all the formalities that we now needed to start going through. And yeah, I felt like in that second I was about to, life had just, in me saying yes, I was about to turn a new leaf in my life. That meant that it was no longer just about the two of us doing life together as friends, but it meant I was now going to be part of his family, and he was going to be part of my family, which was a very aspect that I was nervous about. Yeah, thank you.
In terms of expectations, every person has an expectation. When you get into marriage or get into a relationship, but those expectations there has to be reality, between expectations and reality, because you can have so much expectations, but if those expectations are not met, there needs to be a compromise. But turning down to our marriage and relationship, I had not too much expectations from my wife because I knew who she was before. So obviously you have expectations, for instance, to take care of you. She's doing that, she's cooking for me, she's taking care of everything that I require. And then her character as well, prior to during courtship, I knew her character. It was one of the things that I really wanted in a marriage, a good character, because a character will sustain you for the following 50 years or whatever until, so the character is very important, so I really emphasize the issue of character because she was a person who was caring, a person who was considerate. She added value to my life during courtship, so that expectation was ticked off, and I'm very happy about that. And there's no perfect marriage, to be honest, and we're still learning each other. She will explain her expectations. We're still learning each other, differences, but at the same time, at the end of the day, is how you communicate. We went through counseling, how to communicate, and it's not all rosy, but it's about the end of the day, compromising and reaching a consensus that no, this is the way that we should go. So I had expectations that were fulfilled, and I'm still learning my wife. So yeah.
For me, before getting into marriage, I was very nervous, so to speak. As a lady, expectations don't only come from your spouse, but from the society around you, the boxes that you're supposed to tick off as a makoti, as a sister, as a as a wife. So the connotation of marriage just seemed like a lot, and it took me some time to really begin to walk in a place where I myself had to zone in and say, okay, at the end of the day, it doesn't change who you are as Kelly. If this is the destiny that you have, you'll see things falling into place. So when it came to expectations, I needed to deal with myself first. The expectations I was putting on myself, because sometimes you think that society is out there to be looking at you, and yet you've built this thing within you to say that I need to be this, I need to be that. And truth be told, you it's a process, it's a journey you've never traveled on before. So it means that you're going to be doing things new for the first time. Sometimes you'll fall, sometimes you'll climb up fast, some things you'll get quickly, some things you won't. Having hard talks with each other has also been something that has been critical, where we sit down and we say, okay, this is what we have at our table, this is what we have. Even as we were planning for the wedding, even as we get into marriage, we constantly come back to each other and we are open and honest about what is it that we really want to do, what is it that is within our means to do, and not losing sight of the ability to dream as couples as well, but also the need for balance, the need for, does this dream that we have right now, is it going to happen in this environment? What is it? Where should we start from? What should we do? We're constantly going back and forth with each other in terms of these discussions. So for us, communicating, that means a lot of communicating. And because we're two individuals, I may perceive certain things not to be as a big deal as he may perceive. And if we don't get each other in a certain language tone, that could be a cause of conflict, where you realize that money becomes a deal breaker. But at the end of the day, as a couple, we've said that family to us is important. Certain principles to us are important over other external factors. Maybe I'll leave over to you as well to contextualize what I'm also saying.
Yeah, one of the important things is to communicate. As I was saying, it's not a rosy, marriage is not rosy as you get into this new journey. In terms of finances, in terms of the economy is not being good for all the people, but it's how you plan, how you strategize. It's whether you have a 2-year plan, you always go back to that plan and say, did you achieve this? This is 1 or 2 objectives that we want to do in 2 years, but let's work on the third one because we didn't manage to achieve it at that timeline period. So it's always going back, and one of the things that we did as well, we had a vision board that we decided, no, after 5 years, after 10 years, we're going to do this. So it's about strategizing, planning, and I know resources are not easy to have so that you can move to the next step. And things, even the wedding itself, we're strategizing, planning, within our means. For instance, we wanted 250 people, but we ended up having 160 people. Because that's the way it is. Some people are having even 50 people in their weddings, because there's life after. You can have so much big wedding and enjoy it, which is good, but you must remember as well there's life after. So
from our take, one of the things that is needed for marriage to continuously grow and be cultivated is that oneness. A man shall leave his wife, and so shall the female, and they shall cling and become one flesh. So that oneness is seen in literally how we make decisions. In as much as you're brainstorming, you may come with different views, but there's need to always reach a place where you're one. When you relate with other people, so yes, you've come together, they are friends, they are family, how you're perceived to others. Do people see a oneness in the way you do life? Or do people see like, oh, Tawanda seems to be about this on tangent, Kelly seems to be about her own tangent. In different contexts that can work, but in how this family is defined and how you define the culture of your marriage, there's important for oneness, so that whenever people see you, they know that, oh, if we need to ask of anything from these guys, we won't go behind Kelly's back because we know that, but we'll approach both of them. And it's so important because it preserves you, it protects you. There's need to protect each other because you're starting a family, you're starting a generation. So already, if the oneness is not there, it will create two different cultures instead of one.
So it's a matter of respecting each other. Men want respect, but the same as women as well, they want respect. But the issue of communicating, respecting each other is vital so that, you take your marriage to another level, So it's very important to always maintain that if you're a friend, that's the most important thing. We are friends, so
we're a team. The Tawanda team.
The Tawanda team, yeah, exactly. So we always communicate and we always talk about things. And if I'm wrong, I have to apologize. If she's wrong, she has to apologize. That's the way it is, so that you move on. Pane vanogara zvingoripetwa rekudzi jokes pese panongoti kana tomboti aita mistake kana jokes akakanganisa kaita anything jokes saka of late ndokoti ranga achitaura jokes even before I met jokes so I don't think richapera anytime soon.
Really? Jokes. Yeah. Your most repeated word is whereby. I'm sure it has come up many times in this video. Whereby, one of the most whereby. Did I? Yes.
Oh.
I'm sure anyone who's watching this video, I can see you say this more than once, twice, thrice.
The last movie that I want to say was Cook Off a couple of nights ago. At least I'm not but I'm not because she was so excited. I'm very bored. What I'm like, bored. She has a good way of talking and creating so much big expectation. No, this and that, no, I get bored. But sometimes
retake.
Yeah, that's already a compromise. Yeah.
Retake. It's not about cook off shame. Be nice to them. Retake.
I'll retake.
That retake we move.